Welcome back to the Playdate by Freshly Picked. I'm your host, Kaitlin Hansen.
And I'm Kyra Harris.
Kyra, I'm super excited to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
How's your day been?
It's been good.
Awesome. Well, since this is your first time on the podcast, I'm going to have you just do a little quick intro for everybody.
Great. I work in Mom Squad.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I've been there for 13 months. Me and my husband have been married for 16 years. We have 4 kids. My oldest is 12, a boy, and then I have 3 girls, 10, 8, and 2.
Okay, so fun.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's a good kind of crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. I like Diet Dr. Pepper. I love my chocolate.
Oh, yum.
You have to live off of it sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to come get some chocolate over there later.
People at the gas station know who I am. It's good luck.
You're a regular.
I am.
No, I love it. I love it. Well, today, Kyra is going to share one of her birth stories, and it's always so special hearing people's birth stories. It's like my favorite to record with new people, and so we're excited to hear it. So you said you were going to share your third birth story.
Yes, that one is probably the most informational.
Okay, I love it. Well, yeah, start us off then.
Okay, so each one of my birth stories were a little different, but kind of the same. So with my third, I was induced with my first and second at 40 and then 39 weeks. And with my third, I was 36 and a half weeks pregnant. I had gotten out of bed and I felt like I was peeing myself.
Oh my gosh.
So
was that your water breaking?
I'll wait. So I go like normal pregnant women, getting out of bed is something else. So I thought that it was just me peeing my pants. And I was like, gosh, dang it. And I just kind of get myself up and go to the bathroom. And when I'm done, I walk out of the bathroom and I still feel like I'm peeing my pants. And I'm like, wait, no, I just went. So I go back to the bathroom and I can't go. And I'm like, okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
So I kind of start walking out of the bathroom again. And sure enough, I'm peeing my pants again. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh. I am pretty sure my water just broke. And my husband was just about to walk out of the house. I mean, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Josh, what? I think my water just broke.
Oh my
And he was like, you're kidding me. This is a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I have a 4 and a 2-year-old. So it's crazy. And he goes, oh my gosh, go pack your bags. We were not packed.
Oh, you were?
I was not.
Well, you still thought you had a few weeks.
Yeah. No way was I expecting to go this early. And so I started throwing stuff in bags. He called his mom. She hurried and ran over. Thank heavens for that.
Yeah. Does she live close?
Yeah. Like she lived in Pleasant Grove. I was in Lehigh. So it's not bad. But, so she was there and then we left. And so when we got to the hospital, I still wasn't having contractions, which, I mean, at that point, I didn't really know that you should be. Because again, I was induced with all my
right, which is just, it's different.
So I get there, I'm like ready to walk in, but my husband comes up with a wheelchair, like I need to sit in it. And I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, what? So he makes me sit in it, wheels me in, and they're asking me questions like to check me in. Like they don't even get me up to a room. They're asking me questions to make sure that I'm not telling lies.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, okay, are you feeling any contraction? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, when did your water break? I'm like, I don't know, like 30 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, go up to labor and delivery. So I go up to labor and delivery.
Were you like chill or were you freaking out?
I was pretty chill, actually. I was waiting for the contractions. I'm like, okay, it's going to start.
Yeah.
It's got to be starting soon. So I'm just like, just breathe through it because it's going to start and it's not going to stop. So at that point, we got up to labor and delivery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get in your gown and they come in and they have to check you. So if your water breaks or you claim it has, they'll check. So they checked and sure enough, it tested positive for the fluid. And so they're like, okay, this is real deal. And I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, so we're like getting set up and nothing's happening. I'm not contracting at all. The nurses keep coming in like, hey, do you have any contractions yet? I'm like, no. And they're like, you might not even be contracting, you know, this is great. And I'm like, all right, this is different. A couple hours later, they check me and I'm not progressing either. And I'm on Pitocin.
Okay.
I'm on full on Pitocin.
Really?
And they keep upping my dose, like a ton of Pitocin.
Dang.
And so at that point, they're like, we need to get the doctor in because we're giving you a lot. The doctor comes in and he goes, hey, like, what are you feeling? What is going on? And at that point, I have already been on the peanut ball.
Oh
that thing is the most uncomfortable thing on the planet.
I've never tried it.
You have to lay on your side, and I'm not kidding. The ball that they put between your legs is like a full yoga ball.
You're like, how
and my legs are like, I'm like doing the splits on this ball.
Oh my gosh.
Pregnant.
A sight to see.
Yeah. It was not a good one, I'm sure. Anyway, so I'm on that for like an hour, and there was absolutely no reason why I'm not dilating or feeling anything.
Because had you had checks before you went into your water broke?
Only one.
Okay, yeah, because they just
before.
Start at 36 weeks checking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did dilate, so I got checked at my 36 weeks.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later when my water broke, I did dilate like another half of a centimeter. So a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay, well, you're progressively, and so they're waiting for more, but it wasn't happening. So the doctor comes in and he goes, what's going on? And my husband, thank heavens for him, because I think that having a birth partner that knows your history is unbelievably helpful. And he said, is there any way that she has 2 bags of water? Because with my first, I was laying in the bed for 23 hours without any contractions.
Really?
And they found that I had a second sack of water that the baby was in.
No way.
Yeah. But the doctor popped the first one and they were,
I've literally never heard of that.
I know. So the doctor told us when I had my first that it was super rare.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
So my husband goes, is there any way that she has a second sack of water? Because they did with our first. And he goes, the doctor told him, that is so rare. For her to not only have it once, but twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'll check.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, I'm going to just go check.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I had 2 sacks of water.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So thank heavens again for my husband, because it was only a couple hours. My first, I was 23 hours before they even thought to check that.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so as soon as that sack of water popped, it got moving.
Yeah.
And the contractions started. And at that point, I've been on Pitocin for hours. So it was intense. And then I asked for the epidural. I was ready.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Send them in. So it was about 30 minutes before they come in for the epidural after you ask for it. And that was probably a mistake because it was terrible.
Oh, Chihuahua.
Yeah. So I'm like kind of breathing through it. He comes in. I'm ready to get me. At that point, like the fear of epidurals goes completely out the door. Like you're just like,
give it to me.
Whatever you have to do.
Well, I'm the freak and I like loved it.
Did you?
Yes.
Like the poke?
Oh, like I thought it was like the coolest thing. It like kind of sounds like a glow stick breaking. And I'm like, this is cool.
I don't pay attention. I go into my own la la land and I start humming and I'm like grabbing on my husband.
I feel like maybe I'm just like, I'm fine with needles.
Okay.
Like I get Botox.
Okay.
And so I'm like.
Oh, see, I am not.
Okay.
I am not.
No, that's why I'm like, I'm the rarity who like, I thought that the epidural was so cool.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
But I mean, even them taking my blood is like, I have to like really talk myself into this. This is for my baby.
Yes.
For my baby. So yeah, the epidural is not my favorite part, but once, and I've realized at that point after my third, that once I can get some pain, I'm ready for it. So he comes in, he gives me a poke. Now, I do have some scoliosis.
Okay.
And we told him that going in.
Yeah.
And like 4 vertebrae up, my bone is a little crooked.
Okay.
And that's where they have to go through,
yeah.
right? We kind of told him, we gave him our medical history.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that should be fine. And he goes, and you can feel the tube tapping on my vertebrae. Pap, pap, pap. And he can't get it down.
Okay, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. He couldn't get it down further. And at that point, I'm having contractions in between, right? Oh, and he's like, try not to move. And I'm like,
you're like, I can't.
Just let me breathe for a second. So he's like, let me just try again. He pulls everything out, gives me a couple minutes, waits for the next contraction to pass, and then he starts. So as he's starting, he drops the tray of the epidural stuff all over the floor.
Oh, gosh.
And he's like, oh, I'm going to have to order a new tray. And my husband goes, well, you're not going to be charging us for that tray. That is not our fault.
No.
And he, no, we'll cover it. We'll cover it. Anyway, long story short, he ended up charging us and we had to fight the hospital for it.
Gosh, dang it.
Good gosh. Anyway, so he orders another tray. It's about another half hour. I'm like laboring.
You're so done.
Oh my gosh. And so the tray comes in And he tries it again and again, tap, tap, tap on that vertebrae. And I'm like, why? Like, I've had 3 epidurals, and this one by far was just terrible.
Dang.
And so he was like, well, that'll have to do. So he kind of got it in as far as he could, turned it up, and we were set.
Okay, good.
At that point, it was relieving the contractions.
Yeah.
But I instantly felt crazy dizzy. And I was like, oh, I am not feeling good.
Yeah.
And they were like, hurry, sit back. They like hurry and push me back, lay my bed back, and they put this oxygen mask on me.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, oh, and I'm like going black. I'm in and out there. And my husband's like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And so they're like pumping medicine in my IV. And then all of a sudden, I feel like my heart just like it's going to explode. Like it was going faster than any cardio I've ever done.
Oh my gosh.
And then I felt like I couldn't breathe.
That's scary.
I was like kind of like suffocating almost.
Yeah.
My husband, then he got up, he started yelling at this doctor.
Yeah.
And the anesthesiologist stays in there until he kind of knows that it's working and you're doing okay. But the anesthesiologist was panicked. And there was like 5 or 6 nurses just running in, just pumping me more and more. So eventually, like I literally felt so what was happening is my blood pressure was started going down.
Oh.
And then it went really high after they gave me all that medicine.
Dang.
And so they had to give me medicine to get it back down.
Yeah.
And so when my blood pressure got super high, where my heart was just pounding.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was going to die.
Well, yeah, that's so scary.
And I looked over at my husband and I couldn't even talk because I was like hard to breathe.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is it. Just take the baby out. Just let me go.
Yeah.
And then eventually my breath got easier. And then at that point, I was just exhausted. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're done.
So they stabilized my blood pressure. Things were going better. And we continued through my.
And are you like
labor.
having any other like pain, like the epidural worked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
I wasn't having my contractions.
Yeah, good.
And so at that point, I was just exhausted. And I'm laying there. So probably, I would say an hour or 2 after my epidural, I feel the pressure, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the normal pressure I felt with my other kids. There was like, something's going on down there.
Yeah.
So they come in and they're like, you're ready to push. You're fully dilated. This is great. And I'm like, oh, let's just do this.
Yeah.
And the feeling of fire hole is real.
Yeah, I mean, I never experienced that.
Mm-hmm. So
like the ring, is that what they call it? Like the ring of fire?
The ring of fire.
Yeah.
Fire hole, probably not.
Fire hole.
It's probably
either one.
That's a different type of fire. Ring of fire. So what had happened, it had numbed. And I was telling them this. I said, I'm not numb there. Like I can feel it. And they're like, oh, sorry, your epidural must just be working in the area, like in your stomach area, but not lower.
Oh my God.
And so I felt no contractions, but I could feel the delivery. Oh my gosh. It was like, sorry, you're going to have to just push. Just got to push her out.
Well, and it's like, that's horrible, especially if you're not like preparing for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Exactly.
And like half,
yes.
like that. Yeah.
I feel like they should be putting everyone through a required Lamaze
just in case.
Just in case. Because there is a chance that your epidural doesn't work.
For sure. I've had a couple of friends where it hasn't. I'm like, it's actually more common than you think. Yeah.
So it was full Hollywood motion in there. I mean, I was screaming.
Yeah.
And it was a Hollywood movie. And they had to tell me to come be quiet because I was scaring the other moms.
They're like, sorry.
I literally told her, I said, go to hell.
Yeah. You're like, please don't tell me to be quiet.
Hurts.
Yeah.
And so I have full on respect for moms who do this naturally because, I mean, if I had felt the contractions plus the baby, I don't even know how people do it.
I don't know how either.
And maybe mine was worse because I wasn't prepared.
Well, I think too, once you're on like Pitocin, that obviously makes it more like
more intense
and faster.
Yes. I don't know. So eventually, I pushed her out.
Yeah.
The ring of fire is real when the baby's head when the head's out. So once that was done, I was like, just pull her out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fast. After the head's out, it comes
quick.
out. The doctor can pull that thing out pretty fast. So yeah, but I don't know. There was a very little love I had for my baby at that moment. And I shouldn't even say that it's like postpartum depression. It was more just like, I can't. Like, I can't
like
go
emotionally spent. Do you feel like,
Yes, like I just needed a minute to maybe even like cry out what I just went through, like the traumatic events that I just, and so, they throw this baby on me and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then you have to deliver the placenta.
Yeah.
Right? So they were like, come on, do it again. And I'm like, and that one doesn't hurt as bad. So it's like, fine, just freaking do what you need to do. But then obviously the stitching.
Yes.
After.
And they like push on your,
oh my God.
That I like wanted to punch somebody.
That to me isn't even the worst.
Is
like, I'm like, yeah, push on me. I don't care what but like, I don't know. Delivery is rough.
Yeah, that is.
But I think it's really educational to know. I think that my epidural didn't work because he didn't get it in as deep as it needed to be. And it didn't numb that top of my vertebral, the nerves underneath.
You needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of those parts. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, but.
And how big was she when she was born?
She was, I want to say a little under 6.
Okay.
She was pretty small.
Yeah.
My smallest for sure.
Okay. Well, because she was early too.
Yeah. She was 3.5 weeks earlier than my others, 2.5 for one. So yeah, I want to say she was 5, like barely, almost at 6.
Okay.
Almost.
So just a tiny little peanut.
And she would have been big.
Yeah.
Had I had gone the whole time.
Yeah. Well, because that's like the last few weeks is when they're really packing it on.
Yeah. They're just packing it on. But yeah, she was teensy. She was like purple. And none of my kids were born dark.
Yeah.
They were very blonde and very white.
Yeah.
She had the darkest, blackest hair. And
Cute.
my sister-in-law, before I had my first, she told me, pay attention to the birth story because your birth story is going to tell you so much about the personality of your baby.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that is weird because what can they do to like, and it's so true.
Oh,
because she is
totally
wild. She is wild. And she is like my dark-skinned, brown, curly-haired baby.
Cute.
Like, almost doesn't even fit in with my other ones, right? Like, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
But yeah, she is for sure the one that will challenge me the rest of my life compared to my
Yeah. Well, I'm like the start of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. 100%.
And then how was your recovery?
With her recovery, it was hard. I had a 4 and a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
My husband went back to work the day after. His work did not give him paternity
Gosh dang
leave.
it. That should like not be legal.
It's rude.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you have other children too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And having them that young and close together, that third one was rough.
Yeah.
Like the second one, I'm like, hey, I have a 2-year-old. He's fine to stay inside for a week. But this one was like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of kids. And my husband went back to work and the lawn needs, a week after I had her, I was mowing the lawn.
Oh my gosh.
And I was making dinner the day after. Like, I was in full.
Literal superwoman.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was during school time. My son, I think he was just in preschool, but yeah, I was still running around and carpooling. And it was crazy.
Yeah. Just a crazy recovery.
I honestly can't remember too much.
Yeah. A blur.
I was too busy.
Yeah.
I took some Tylenol and went on my way.
Yes. No. Oh, for sure. Would there be anything, I'm sure, things that you would do differently, like and you had another baby after. So I'm sure that there were a few things that you would do differently or that you did differently.
For sure. It took me 6 years to even want to have another baby after. There's a big gap.
Totally fair.
4. I was terrified of my body. I did not trust my body at all. And I would have asked for help. Honestly, my husband's family lives close by and I should have reached out if that's the point. But I have this mentality of like, I am a strong woman. I can do this.
Yeah.
And I'll prove everybody that I can. And now that it comes down to it, I'm like, I never held my baby. She was usually always in a swing, a bouncer. Sometimes I would put her in like, one of those wraps and just go about my day. But mowing the lawn and stuff, I can't.
Yeah.
When I'm cooking, that's dangerous.
For sure.
So I would have definitely had more time to just relish in that little sweet babyness because her and I never really had that time. So.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. Yeah. Just ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Okay. Another question for you. Tell me about the mom that you hope to be. And this is a hard question.
It is a hard question. My main goal in life is that they know how much I love them. I would sacrifice myself for them for sure. I want to be at every sports game and every competition and there will be no doubt that mom's going to be there. Every school play.
Yeah.
Every DARE program, graduation, mom's there and I'm front row.
I love it.
I mean, no business. I am there. So that I want to be so present.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Any advice that you would give to moms that are about to have a baby?
Oh, man.
And that one wasn't on the list of questions I gave you. So I'm like, I'm really putting you on this spot.
Yeah. Advice for moms. I would honestly tell you, that postpartum time is the most precious and also the most vulnerable you'll ever be. My advice would be that baby is like your ground. That makes sense. To really put yourself in that position where that baby is all you need.
Yeah.
To just feel better. And my first, I had postpartum depression. I wanted nothing to do with my baby.
Yeah, and that's so hard.
And it's hard. And I think it was just because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was super overwhelmed. And the type of person I am is I'm overwhelmed. I just shut down. And so I would just say just take a minute, breathe through it, ask for help because someone's going to help you. I guarantee it. And if you need a shower because your baby won't let you, which is true. They don't. They hate when you shower.
Yeah.
And it's like you're washing away your scent and they just get so upset. But ask your friend to come over, your neighbor, come hold my baby. I need to go take a shower.
And people are so happy to hold a newborn baby.
Oh my gosh, that's all they want.
Yeah.
But they don't want to ask you.
No.
They don't want to come and be like, please let me hold your baby. No. You just say, come over and hold it. They're there. I could promise you that. So ask for help and take, Netflix binge watch the heck out of it. And you just hold that baby the whole time.
I love it. That's amazing advice. Well, thank you so much for sharing. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, well, we'll see you all next time.
Thanks.